How do you manage your personal challenges without letting them affect your relationships? Today, nymphs things a man must always hide from a woman. Let's dive in. Hide personal discomforts. In today's fast-paced world where we're constantly bombarded with new challenges and discomforts, it's essential to find a solid inner peace. This is where Stoic philosophy shines as a beacon of resilience and emotional strength. Imagine Stoicism as an old wise friend, guiding you through life's storms with calm and collected advice. Now, consider the concept of hiding personal discomforts. At first glance, this might sound counterintuitive. We're often told to share our feelings and vent our frustrations. However, Stoicism offers a different perspective, one that emphasizes internal control and the power of self-management. It's not about suppressing your emotions or pretending everything is okay when it's not. Instead, it's about recognizing what's within your control and what isn't. Stoic philosophy teaches us that external events don't upset us. Rather, it's our opinions about these events that do. When you face personal discomfort, whether it's minor irritation or deeper unease, the Stoic approach encourages you to examine these feelings internally. Ask yourself, why does this bother me? Is it within my control? More often than not, you'll find that your discomfort stems from external circumstances beyond your control or from internal expectations that you can adjust. By adopting this mindset, you're not hiding your discomfort from others to deceive them or to appear stoic in the colloquial sense. Instead, you're conserving your emotional energy and using it to foster a more resilient inner self. This approach allows you to return to your relationships refreshed and more present, instead of burdening them with problems they can't solve. Applying this to your daily life might seem challenging at first, but it's all about small steps. Start with minor annoyances that you typically vocalize. Instead of expressing them immediately, take a moment to reflect. This pause gives you the chance to process your feelings privately and to decide whether sharing them will be constructive or not. This doesn't mean you should never share your feelings or that you have to go through life's hardships alone. The key is discernment. Share when it's beneficial, when seeking advice, or when you truly need support. But also cultivate the inner strength to handle what you can on your own. This balance is the essence of Stoic wisdom. As you practice this, you'll likely notice a shift in your relationships and in your own mental state. You'll become more centered, less reactive to the ups and downs of life. This inner tranquility is infectious. It can create a more peaceful and understanding environment around you. Your friends and loved ones will notice this change and may even be inspired by it. Remember, Stoicism isn't about denying your emotions or suffering in silence. It's about recognizing what truly matters, focusing on what you can control, and finding peace within yourself. By hiding personal discomforts in the Stoic sense, you're not pushing away your humanity. You're embracing a more resilient, thoughtful version of yourself. This journey is not about becoming a solitary island impervious to life's waves, but about becoming a lighthouse, steady, reliable, and guiding yourself and others towards safer shores. Embrace this philosophy with kindness and patience and watch as it transforms not just your internal world, but your external relationships as well. Conceal excessive worries. In today's fast-paced world where uncertainties are as common as the sunrise, it's essential to find a center of calm within ourselves. This is where the wisdom of Stoic philosophy shines like a beacon. Specifically, the second point from our list, concealing excessive worries, holds a powerful lesson for modern life. Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot control everything in our lives, we can control our reactions to them. This is crucial when dealing with worries that tend to overwhelm us, instead of letting these fears spill over and affect those around us, particularly women who might be partners, friends, or colleagues. Stoicism advises you to process these anxieties internally. Why hide these worries? It's not about being dishonest or secretive, but about maintaining a sense of peace and stability in your relationships. Women, just like men, have their own set of concerns and stresses. By not adding your excessive worries to their plate, you're providing a space of tranquility and strength. This doesn't mean you should never share concerns or seek support, but rather, Choose the moments wisely and share only when you believe it's constructive and when you're seeking genuine solutions, not just venting. Applying this Stoic principle in practice begins with self-reflection. When you're faced with a situation that triggers anxiety, take a moment to pause. Breathe. Ask yourself, is this something within my control? If it's not, remind yourself that worrying will not change the outcome. If it is within your control, then decide on actionable steps rather than dwelling on the worry itself. This approach can profoundly impact your life and the lives of those around you. By managing your worries constructively, you create a more positive environment. This doesn't just benefit you, it creates a ripple effect, improving the mood and well-being of those you interact with. They, in turn, are likely to adopt a similar approach, leading to a more harmonious and supportive community. But remember, being Stoic doesn't mean being emotionless or distant. It's about recognizing which emotions serve us and which ones hinder us. By choosing not to be dominated by unfounded worries, you are not repressing your emotions but steering them towards more positive and constructive outcomes. In this journey, be gentle with yourself. Change doesn't happen overnight. There will be times when you slip up, when worries seem to get the better of you. That's okay. Each moment is a new opportunity to choose a different reaction. Reflect on what triggered your worry, learn from it, and move forward with renewed resolve. As a friend, I encourage you to embrace this Stoic practice, not as a rigid rule, but as a gentle guide towards a more balanced and peaceful life. Remember, it's not about hiding your true self, but about choosing which parts of yourself you share and when. By doing so, you become a pillar of strength, not just for yourself, but for those around you. This is the true essence of Stoic wisdom, living a life of inner calm and resilience, come what may. Keep financial uncertainties private. Stoicism, an ancient Greek philosophy, teaches us the importance of focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot. One of the areas this philosophy touches upon is our financial lives, which can often be sources of stress and anxiety. Let me share with you how we can apply Stoic principles to manage financial uncertainties, and why keeping these concerns private, especially from our partners, can be beneficial. Firstly, Stoicism encourages us to accept and prepare for different outcomes while working diligently towards our goals. When it comes to financial matters, this means setting realistic budgets, saving diligently, and investing wisely, but also understanding that the market's fluctuations are beyond our control. By internalizing this, we foster a sense of calm and resilience. Sharing every financial worry or the minute details of our financial strategy can create unnecessary stress in our relationships. It's not about secrecy, but about choosing what to share and when, ensuring we communicate stability and confidence. Secondly, the philosophy teaches us the value of reflection and personal growth. Regularly reflecting on our financial habits, understanding our spending triggers, and recognizing our progress helps build self-awareness and personal mastery. By keeping our financial uncertainties to ourselves initially, we have the space to reflect and adjust without external pressures or judgments. This doesn't mean we should never discuss finances with our partners, but rather we should approach these discussions with clarity and a plan, not just raw anxieties. Thirdly, practicing gratitude is central to Stoicism. Instead of focusing on what we lack or what might go wrong financially, we can focus on what we have and find contentment there. This shift in perspective reduces the urge to overshare our financial woes because we are focused on abundance rather than scarcity. When we do choose to share, it comes from a place of strength and mutual growth, not fear. Fourth, Stoicism advocates for living according to nature, which includes embracing community and supporting others. While this may seem counterintuitive to keeping financial uncertainties private, there's a subtle distinction. It's about sharing our financial knowledge and support when it's helpful and asked for, not unloading our fears and insecurities. This way, we contribute positively to our relationships and community, building stronger, more supportive connections. Finally, remember that Stoicism teaches control over reaction, not over emotion. It's natural and human to feel worried about money, but how we handle these feelings is where we can apply Stoicism. By managing our reactions, choosing to share constructively, and maintaining a positive outlook, we strengthen our relationships and our own peace of mind. Applying these Stoic principles to our financial lives encourages a balanced, thoughtful approach to sharing and communication. By focusing on what we can control, practicing gratitude, and sharing constructively, we can enhance our relationships and personal well-being. This approach doesn't just help us manage financial uncertainties. It helps us build a more fulfilling, Stoic-inspired life. Remember, my friend, in the journey of life, embracing Stoicism is about finding peace within and fostering strength, resilience, and harmony in our relationships and our personal development. You refrain from sharing negative opinions of others. Imagine you're walking through a serene, sunlit forest where each step on the earthy ground steadies your mind and calms your spirit. This tranquility is similar to the inner peace promoted by Stoic philosophy, which encourages us to view life and its challenges with equanimity and understanding. It's in this peaceful mental space that I want to discuss the importance of not sharing negative opinions of others, a concept deeply ingrained in Stoic teachings. Firstly, understand that our thoughts and opinions are a reflection of our inner world. When we express negative judgments about others, we're not only affecting their perception of us, but also coloring our own inner tranquility with shades of negativity. Stoicism teaches us to observe our thoughts impartially, like leaves floating down a river. By refraining from vocalizing harmful opinions, we allow these leaves to pass by peacefully, maintaining our inner river's serenity. Secondly, consider the ripple effect of your words. Like a pebble thrown into a pond, a single negative comment can spread, affecting the feelings and attitudes of those around you. The Stoic approach advocates for a sense of community and empathy. By holding back negative judgments, you contribute to a more positive, supportive environment. This doesn't mean ignoring wrongdoings or accepting bad behavior. Instead, it means choosing a constructive way to address issues, focusing on actions rather than attacking character. Thirdly, reflecting before speaking gives you the power to choose responses that align with your values. This self-control is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. It teaches us that while we can't control what others do or say, we can control our reactions. By pausing and considering whether sharing a negative opinion is necessary or beneficial, you're practicing this vital self-control, leading by example, and encouraging others to do the same. Applying this principle can significantly improve your life and relationships. It fosters an environment of trust and respect, where others feel safe to express themselves without fear of judgment. This creates deeper, more meaningful connections and a supportive network that thrives on mutual respect and understanding. Moreover, embracing this Stoic practice enhances your personal growth. Each time you choose not to share a negative opinion, you strengthen your character and develop greater emotional intelligence. You become someone known for positivity, wisdom, and empathy, a person others look up to and respect. In practice, start small. Next time you find yourself about to criticize someone, take a deep breath and ask yourself a few questions. Is this necessary? Is it true? Is it kind? If the answer is no, let the thought go. Replace it with something positive about the person or the situation. Over time, this will become second nature, and you'll notice a significant shift in how others respond to you and how you feel about yourself. Remember, the goal here is not to suppress your feelings or ignore issues, but to approach them with kindness, understanding, and a constructive mindset. By doing so, you're not just avoiding unnecessary negativity, you're cultivating a more positive, harmonious life for yourself and those around you. Like the serene forest, you become a source of peace and stability, both for yourself and for others. Do not reveal past resentments. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack filled with stones. Each stone represents a resentment from your past. Stoic philosophy, a school of thought valuing wisdom and self-control, suggests that holding on to these stones doesn't just weigh you down physically, but also mentally and emotionally. Now let's talk about how letting go of these resentments, akin to setting down this heavy backpack, can significantly improve your life. Firstly, understand that past resentments often stem from situations or actions that have hurt us, where we felt wronged or disappointed by others. It's natural to feel this way, but Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and to accept what we cannot. Remember, the past is something we can't change. Holding on to resentment is like allowing someone else's actions to control your current emotions and future. Instead, focus on the present and what you can do now to lead a more fulfilling life. Forgiveness is a key concept here. It's not about excusing others' behavior, but freeing yourself from the burden of anger and bitterness. When you forgive, you're not saying what happened was okay, but you're choosing to no longer let it define you or your emotions. This can be challenging, but start small. Reflect on a minor resentment you're holding and consider the reasons behind the other person's actions. They, like everyone, are subject to flaws and personal struggles. Understanding this can help foster compassion, a core Stoic value. Now, embracing a forward-thinking attitude is crucial. Stoicism doesn't encourage dwelling on past mistakes, yours or others. Instead, it urges us to learn from them and apply those lessons to how we live today and plan for tomorrow. By releasing past resentments, you open up space for positive experiences and relationships. You're no longer anchored to past pains, which means you're free to move forward and grow. Practically speaking, start by identifying a specific resentment you're harboring. Acknowledge how it makes you feel, and then consciously decide to let it go. This might involve writing it down and then physically throwing the paper away, symbolizing the release of that burden. Alternatively, meditation or mindful breathing can help calm your thoughts and facilitate a mental release. Remember, this process benefits you. It's about your peace and your growth. As you practice letting go of resentments, you'll likely notice a shift in your demeanor. You might feel lighter, happier, and more open. Relationships may improve as you interact with others without the shadow of past grievances clouding your judgment. In essence, releasing past resentments aligns with living a Stoic life focused on rationality, emotional control, and personal improvement. By letting go, you're not just moving past old hurts. You're embracing a life where you control your emotions rather than letting them control you. This shift can lead to a more peaceful, content, and fulfilling life. Remember, your past does not define your future. You do. Each day is a new opportunity to write a chapter that reflects the person you aspire to be, free from the chains of past resentments. Underplay personal achievements. Imagine you've just achieved something significant. It's tempting to shout it from the rooftops, right? But let's pause for a moment. In the realm of Stoic philosophy, there's a valuable practice that might seem counterintuitive at first. Underplaying personal achievements. Now, I know that might sound a bit strange in our current culture, which often feels saturated with self-promotion. But bear with me as we explore this together, and I'll show you how this ancient wisdom can be surprisingly relevant and beneficial in our modern lives. First, let's talk about why Stoicism advises this approach. Stoics believe in maintaining an inner calm and not allowing external events, good or bad, to disrupt our peace of mind. When we boast about our achievements, we tie our happiness to external validation. It's like saying, "I'm only as good as the praise I receive." But what happens when the applause fades? If our self-worth is anchored to external approval, we're set adrift once it's gone. Stoicism teaches us to find contentment within ourselves, independent of external success or recognition. Now, how can applying this concept improve your life? Well, by underplaying your achievements, you cultivate humility, which is not only a virtue but also a strength. Humility keeps you grounded and open to continuous learning. Instead of resting on your laurels, you stay curious and motivated, always seeking to grow and improve. This mindset can lead to more sustained and fulfilling success in the long run. Moreover, this approach can enhance your relationships. People are naturally drawn to those who are genuine and down to earth. By not flaunting your successes, you create a more relatable and approachable persona. This doesn't mean you should never share your achievements. Rather, It's about sharing them in a way that is considerate of others and not driven by a desire for validation. So how can you put this into practice? Start by reflecting on your accomplishments privately. Acknowledge and celebrate them within yourself or with close loved ones in a humble manner. When discussing your achievements with others, focus on the journey rather than the outcome. Share the challenges you faced and the lessons you learned. This not only downplays the achievement itself, but also provides value to your listeners, offering them insights and inspiration they can apply to their own lives. In implementing this practice, remember, it's not about diminishing your worth, but about recognizing that your value doesn't depend on external accolades. By embodying this principle, you'll find that you develop a more resilient and authentic sense of self-esteem. You'll also discover a deeper connection with others as they respect and admire your humility and genuine character. Embracing this Stoic approach might feel a bit challenging at first, especially in a society that often equates success with visibility. But give it a try, and you may find that by underplaying your achievements, you're not only following a path of personal growth, but also inspiring those around you to consider their own journey towards inner contentment and peace. Remember, true fulfillment comes from knowing yourself and being at peace with who you are, not from the accolades you receive. Let's walk this path together, supporting each other in our collective journey towards a more grounded, humble, and fulfilling life. Maintain intimate secrets. Understanding and implementing Stoic philosophy can profoundly impact our lives, particularly in how we handle our personal secrets. According to Stoicism, one of the core principles is the control and management of one's inner experiences. This philosophy teaches that our reactions to external events, not the events themselves, shape our well-being. This insight is especially relevant when it comes to maintaining intimate secrets. Imagine your inner world as a garden. In this garden, some plants represent your public life, easily seen by anyone who passes by. However, there are also hidden corners where you grow special plants. These are your intimate secrets, your innermost thoughts and feelings. According to Stoicism, these hidden corners are sacred and should be protected. They form part of your inner citadel, a concept in Stoicism that refers to the area of your life and mind that is completely under your control. By keeping certain aspects of your life private, you're not being deceptive. Instead, you're honoring the sanctity of your personal experiences and maintaining mental tranquility. Now, why should you maintain these secrets, and how can this Stoic practice enhance your life? First, by not sharing every aspect of your inner life, you cultivate self-reliance. You learn to process emotions and thoughts independently, strengthening your mental resilience. This doesn't mean isolating yourself or never sharing anything personal. Instead, it's about discerning what is genuinely beneficial to share and what is better kept private. This discernment leads to deeper self-understanding and peace. Second, keeping certain things to yourself helps in building character and integrity. Stoicism teaches that virtue is the highest good, and part of being virtuous is being trustworthy and dignified. When you hold your intimate secrets close, you exercise control and discretion, which are marks of a strong and virtuous character. Furthermore, maintaining privacy over your deepest thoughts and feelings can actually improve your relationships. It might seem counterintuitive, but when you have a clear boundary between what is private and what is shared, you create a foundation of trust. Others will respect your ability to keep certain matters confidential, and this respect fosters deeper, more meaningful connections. How can you apply this in practical terms? Begin by reflecting on your own life. Identify what you consider to be your intimate secrets. These could be personal fears, dreams, or even past experiences that have shaped you. Once you've identified these, consider why you might feel compelled to share them. Is it for validation, connection, or perhaps unburdening? Then think about the outcomes of sharing. Will revealing this information lead to growth, or could it instead cause unnecessary vulnerability or misunderstanding? Adopting this Stoic practice is not about building walls or fostering secrecy, but about knowing yourself and exercising wisdom in your interactions. By choosing wisely what to share and what to keep to yourself, you're not only protecting your inner garden, but also nurturing it. Over time, this selective sharing can lead to a stronger, more serene, and more resilient you. This is the essence of Stoicism, finding strength and tranquility within yourself, regardless of external circumstances. By applying this principle to your life, you might find that not only do you become more self-assured, but your relationships with others become more authentic and profound. Remember, the goal is not isolation, but inner peace and true connection with those around you. Avoid disclosing plans for revenge. In the tapestry of life, each of us may encounter moments when feelings of injustice, betrayal, or wrongdoing stir the desire for revenge. This is a natural human reaction, yet diving deep into Stoic philosophy, we find a different approach, one that encourages peace over conflict and understanding over retribution. Imagine yourself in a calm sea, where waves of retribution try to shake your boat. The Stoic way is like being the skilled captain who navigates these turbulent waters with wisdom and calmness. Stoicism, a school of thought that promotes self-control, rationality, and detachment from destructive emotions, teaches us that harboring plans for revenge is akin to holding onto a hot coal with the intention of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned first. In practice, let's start with perception. When wronged, it's easy to let the hurt cloud your judgment and dictate your actions. However, remind yourself that the actions of others are beyond your control, but how you react to them is within your power. Ask yourself, will seeking revenge improve my situation, or will it just prolong the pain? By shifting focus from external events to your internal response, you cultivate an environment where peace and resilience can flourish. Next, let's talk about actions. Instead of plotting revenge, channel your energy into constructive activities that enhance your well-being and growth. Engage in self-reflection, exercise, or pursue a hobby. These actions not only divert your mind from negative thoughts, but also contribute to your personal development. Remember, the best revenge is not lowering yourself to the level of those who wronged you, but elevating yourself to the heights of personal excellence and peace. Now, consider the power of forgiveness. This isn't about condoning the wrong or pretending it didn't happen. Instead, it's about freeing yourself from the burden of bitterness. Forgiveness is the ultimate act of self-care, as it releases you from the toxic cycle of anger and retaliation. By forgiving, you reclaim your peace and set a boundary that prevents others' actions from disturbing your inner tranquility. Furthermore, embodying Stoicism means understanding the role of empathy. Often, people harm others because of their own struggles or ignorance. While this doesn't excuse their actions, recognizing this fact can dilute your anger, leading to a more compassionate and less vengeful mindset. Finally, envision the long-term benefits. Living without the shadow of revenge opens up space for positive experiences and relationships. It fosters an environment where trust and love can grow, improving not only your life but also the lives of those around you. By choosing not to retaliate, you break the cycle of negativity and set a powerful example for others. As you navigate life's challenges, remember that the path of Stoicism is not about suppressing emotions, but understanding and directing them towards your growth and peace. Embrace this journey with an open heart and mind, and discover the profound impact it can have on your life and the world around you. Be the captain of your ship, steering away from the tumultuous waters of revenge towards the serene horizon of inner peace and wisdom. Withhold expressions of extreme emotions. In the Stoic philosophy, there's a profound teaching about controlling one's emotions and maintaining a sense of calm rationality, especially during challenging times. This approach can be particularly helpful when it comes to managing extreme emotions. Imagine you're navigating the high seas of life. Your emotions are the waves, and Stoicism teaches you to be the steady captain of your ship. Firstly, understanding that emotions themselves are not the enemy is key. It's the uncontrolled, impulsive reactions to these emotions that can lead to turmoil. Stoicism doesn't advocate for suppression. Instead, it suggests a mindful recognition and rational analysis of your feelings. By acknowledging your emotions without allowing them to dictate your actions, you can maintain your equilibrium. This doesn't mean you're indifferent or don't care, but rather that you're choosing not to be swept away by the emotional tides. In practical terms, when you feel extreme emotions bubbling up, take a moment to pause. Breathe. This simple act can give you the space you need to step back and assess the situation more objectively. Ask yourself why you're feeling this way and whether your response will be helpful or harmful in the long run. This reflective questioning is at the heart of Stoic practice and helps shift perspective from a reactive to a more considered stance. Applying this in your interactions, especially in relationships with women or anyone significant in your life, can foster a more harmonious environment. Instead of immediately expressing anger or frustration, for example, explain calmly that you're feeling upset and need time to process these emotions. This approach fosters understanding and respect, reducing the likelihood of regrettable outbursts or misunderstandings. Moreover, by managing your extreme emotions, you're also setting a powerful example for those around you. It's a demonstration of strength and self-control, which can be incredibly inspiring. It shows that while you cannot control external events, you can control your reactions, a cornerstone of Stoic wisdom. This practice can improve your life in numerous ways. It can lead to healthier relationships as you become a more stable and reliable partner, friend, or family member. Professionally, it can enhance your decision-making and leadership as you respond to challenges with clarity and composure. Personally, it contributes to your inner peace and resilience, enabling you to face life's ups and downs with a steadier heart. Remember, being like a friend to yourself is just as important. Extend the same patience and understanding to yourself as you would to a good friend. If you stumble or let emotions get the better of you, acknowledge it, learn from it, and move forward. This compassionate, non-judgmental approach is essential for personal growth and aligns with the empathetic spirit of Stoicism. In essence, managing extreme emotions isn't about denying your feelings, but about understanding and channeling them in constructive ways. This Stoic practice is not just a philosophy, it's a daily, practical approach to living a more balanced and fulfilling life. By adopting this mindset, you're not only protecting your well-being, but also enhancing the lives of those around you. It's a journey, not a destination, and every step forward is progress in the art of living well.